Hi all, welcome to our week ahead Tarotscope for December 8th through December 14th. These are usually 60 seconds long, but I'm finding myself feeling quite rushed with Mercury currently retrograde in Sagittarius, involved in a T-square. So I'm having trouble condensing this stuff, and we're going through some difficult astro weather. We're going through some hard times collectively. And I want to put a little bit of extra love into these videos. So at least for the short term, I'm going to be doing longer than 60-second reads. And hopefully that is supportive. It's easier for my brain and my mind, which is having trouble with like super short, condensed content right now. Okay, so let's get into it. I always do a 3-card spread. We start with our anchor for the week, our challenge, and our gift. Starting off our anchor, the King of Swords reversed. This is typically a Gemini card for me. Gemini is the polar sign of Sagittarius, and Mercury, again, is currently retrograde in Sagittarius and involved in a T-square with Saturn, the Sun, and Jupiter all in the mutable signs. And Neptune is just stationed direct, Mars is stationed retrograde, and there's a lot going on. If you have mutable placements, Gemini, Sagittarius, Pisces, Virgo, then you're likely to be feeling this a bit more, but it's impacting all of us. And Mars just stationed retrograde in Leo. So, Neptune stationed direct in Pisces. I name all of that because if you are noticing parts of yourself coming to the surface that you don't like or that feel really hard to deal with, that you're feeling judgmental of, that you're even being cruel to yourself over, this is a moment to come back to your heart. The King of Swords reverse can be very icy and even cruel, and this is a voice that we can sense coming out of ourselves or other people, whether it's imposed on ourselves, like being incredibly cruel and judgmental to ourselves, or whether we're doing that to other people, or that's a dynamic in a relationship. Whatever the case, it's likely to come up this week in a bigger way, and I'd encourage you to come back to the heart. The polar sign, again, of Gemini is Sag, and Sag is a fire sign, Gemini is an air sign. And fire can bring us into our spirit. Fire can also bring us into our hearts. And engaging the element of fire to warm yourself, that could be literally, it could be lighting a candle at your altar and saying a prayer or invoking the support of your guides, your ancestors, the deities that you work with to support you and to warm you could really help in this moment. Because if you go toward the iciness, if you go toward the cruelty, you're probably going to regret it. There's already enough cruelty around us and enough stuff just like going off the wall in this moment, and we need kindness among each other. So it's okay if you falter, it's okay if you make mistakes, but try to come back to the heart. Our challenge, the Four of Pentacles reversed, is a message to relinquish control. We could be feeling really attached to something, whether it's a person, a job, an idea, a self-concept, something that we possess, or something that's less tangible. And the invitation of this Capricorn card is to relinquish control, to practice exhaling, to practice loosening our grip, to practice steadying ourselves and breathing when we feel that itch and that impulse to tighten our grip or to force a certain way of doing things or to fasten on to something that we're afraid to lose or whatever. There's usually fear beneath it, right? Beneath patterns of control are often fear. And so understanding your fear might be helpful. But also just like finding ways to soothe it, whether or not you can identify it. How would you soothe a small child if they were afraid? And can you show yourself the same kind of tenderness this week? There's a lot of fear collectively and understandably. And so whether or not that fear is present within your personal life, it's likely you're feeling the impact of the collective fear that we're experiencing too, and just the chaos and tension of this moment. Finally, our gift, the Wheel of Fortune reversed, we do end up letting go of control. This is the answer to the Four of Pentacles reverse challenge. The Wheel of Fortune reversed is understanding that something is bigger than us and no longer trying to steer the ship desperately toward the direction that we think we should be going, and instead yielding to something bigger, understanding at times that fate and destiny might be at work in a situation, and that even if something isn't going the way that we want it to, there's likely to be some outcome that is going to be favorable, that is going to work in our favor. And we might even look back on things that we thought were just awful experiences, and we might take a glimmer of wisdom from those experiences, or we might realize that that shifted our perspective in a really powerful way that then led to other blessings in our lives. And that's not to bypass or like, you know, hashtag positive reframe our way through deep pain. Pain is valid and we don't have to make a lesson out of it, right? But at times it can be helpful. At times finding the meaning in experiences that bring sorrow and pain can be really, really powerful. And so this might be a week of reflection where we're able to do that. And again, it feels like a week when we're really able to loosen our grip and let go and yield to something that is bigger and mightier, even if we don't have all the answers yet. So that is your read. I hope these longer readings are supportive, and I'd appreciate your feedback. So if you've been watching and you've seen my 60-second forecasts, let me know which one you prefer, if you like the short and sweet, or if you're into the longer readings. And I hope you take care of yourself this week.